Conjunction, junction, what's their function?
I got and, but, and or. They'll get you pretty far.
Now, admit it, you're singing along, aren't you? Almost anyone who qualifies as Generation X remembers Conjunction Junction. It's just a 3-minute animated segment that turned Saturday morning cartoons into educational television. Conjunction Junction was just part of the Emmy Award-winning Schoolhouse Rock series that aired from 1972 until 1985. This season, ABC is introducing a new generation to Schoolhouse Rock, broadcasting the old segments and some new ones as well. The show's co-producers, Tom Yohe and George Newell, are joining us. Pleasure to have you here. Nice. 1972 to 85.
Right.
Why'd they go away? Why'd you stop making them? Why did ABC stop doing this?
Well, I think, Charlie, in a way that the pressure was off the networks a little bit during the Reagan administration. I hate to say that that was the case, and fortunately, Jenny Trias saw the virtue in these and brought them back.
But
again.
these things became sort of, I mean, it's like taking Hank Williams off Monday Night Football. I mean, it's, you know, it's you need him back. Because they really did become so much a part of a whole generation that watched Saturday morning cartoons. When did you realize, or did you ever realize, that this had become such a deal with a whole generation of kids?
I think a couple of things happened. One, Tom went up and did a seminar at Dartmouth a couple of years ago, and he gets in an auditorium with 900 kids and starts showing the films, and 900 kids sing along. And there's a show now called Schoolhouse Rock Live in Chicago, and the producer, Nina Lynn, said, you know, you guys have got to come out and see it. So we went out, and we spent all our time watching the audience sing along with the cast. I mean, it was astonishing.
Well, how many actual segments were made between 72 and 85?
Between 72 and 85, probably about 42 or 43.
So there's just this whole body of work is 42 or 43 short cartoons.
Sure, they're only 3 minutes in length.
And now you're making some new ones.
We are.
On the subjects of?
Well, we finally finished off the 8 parts of speech. For 20 years, we only had 7 parts of speech, and fortunately, we were able to do prepositions this year.
I see. Well, now the Dartmouth guys will know what prepositions are.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, I never knew. And now we're getting into trying to teach kids a little bit about fiscal management, how to use their money.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because we have a clip, and the clip is from the Schoolhouse Rock now on managing money. Take a look.
I need a guitar, an amp, and some quadraphonics, and several $100 worth of electronics if I'm ever gonna get to be a country western star. Gotta get me some dollars and cents, them greenback bills with the pictures of the presidents.
Now I hear you squawking, Miss Becky Sue. Why don't you drop by the bank and I'll explain to you how you can make more dollars if you use a little common sense.
Maybe we shouldn't call it Schoolhouse Rock anymore. Schoolhouse Country comes into this as well. There was a point in this movie, Generation X, where Winona Ryder sings Conjunction Junction, which just goes to prove how many people. Reality Bites. But Generation X featured in that, and that just showed how much a part of this. Or how much a part of young people these things are.
But one of the reasons we think it has done so well is that the music is so memorable and lasting. I mean, it's called Schoolhouse Rock because the original idea was from our old boss, Dave McCall, whose son couldn't remember the multiplication tables, and but knew every rock lyric. So Dave said, let's try a thing called Schoolhouse Rock. But the real people behind it, Bob DeRoe and Lynn Ahrens and Dave Frischberg, the composers, were all jazz people. And so it's never really been heavy rock. It's been wherever the idea took people.
Well, now, how many issues can we fold into one of these things? Could you explain in one of these songs the Clinton healthcare proposals?
I think it's absolutely endless. Yeah, if Dave Frischberg can explain how a bill becomes a law.
Can you do the infield fly rule in one?
That's right. Yeah,
we're going to do one on the deficit. We have a song in the works on the deficit.
If you can explain to people how to reduce the deficit in a 3-minute song, Nobel Prizes for you two guys. We're going to go out with, I think, another one that people very well remember, Bill.
Right.
Okay. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far when I...